Hi, friends. Glenda Mollett here, and welcome to my craft room on this rainy Monday morning. I'm just heading over to Facebook. I want to make sure I'm live over there. As you know, sometimes it doesn't happen. I think I'm live on YouTube. So today, while I do that, today is Monday, September the 23rd, 2024, and it is time to stamp with a Peaceful Evergreens embossing folder. Nope, Peaceful Evergreens bundle and the painted trees embossing folder. I don't know why I can't get that right. Let's just get this going over in my Creative Escapes group too, because this is the featured bundle for our winter 2024 Creative Escape. So I thought I would do it over in the Creative Escape too, because then everybody can enjoy it, right? It's just an alternative idea for this bundle. Okay, everything's going good. So, how are you this morning? It is bright and early on a Monday morning, and I'm up. I don't know how bright I am. We'll find out that out in like 2 seconds, whether the card works or not. And I have no idea if anybody is watching, but if you are watching on Facebook, hello. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I am slowly transitioning from Facebook to YouTube only. So I don't know when that'll happen, maybe in February. But for now, it's going to be in both places. So you'll be able to enjoy it in both places. So do you want to see the card we're making today? And I've got a couple of things to show you. And I've got a draw too, because it's Share It Saturday, September the 14th, draw date today. Okay, let me just flip you around. So I have out on my table today, my Christmas ornaments class is open for registration. Now, you buy the kit from me, it's $34 plus shipping and tax. And it creates 9 of these gorgeous ornaments. Oh, words are going to be difficult this morning. I can just see that. And you can do it virtually or in person. This one, I haven't had a chance yet, but I want to put on here Merry Christmas. Now, the newest paper pumpkin kit add-on called Merry Tags and More Dies. I just got them, haven't even opened them yet. They have a scripty Mary in there that I really want to use with this Christmas from the season, Peaceful Seasons dies. So here's that script Mary, and I want to put that on there like that. So maybe if we have time today after the draw, I will do that and we can see what that's going to look like with Merry Christmas on it. But meanwhile, without that, this is what the kit makes. 3 of each of these. So there's 2 different sizes. There's the large one and the small one. And then there is 3 different layouts and pieces. All the pieces are already cut for you. So it's just a matter of putting things together. And I don't know why that one slid all the way down there. That is weird because they're supposed to be centered. So apparently my dimensionals are not holding because both of the big ones have done that. So I'm going to have to go in and add a few more dimensionals. You put dimensionals on it and then you put the pre-cut circles on either side. So you can choose to have an area for writing at the back or the same pattern as the front. Good morning, Janet. Hello, Alice. Welcome, welcome. If you're watching, just make a comment, put a comment in the post where you're from. So registration is open now until the 4th of October for that. And I'm just going to move these out of the way. Also have registration open for my winterly treetops and changing leaves. class that are coming soon. Hello, Nadine. So here's the card we're going to make today. This one uses very vanilla. I don't use it often, but this card was just screaming for it. So can you see the embossed tree image on there? And then I did a coloring technique to get color on that. And then you can't see it, but I added Wink of Stella as well. And I'm thinking I might do a little bit of an addition to this by using the old olive and the mossy meadow marker. That just suddenly came to me that we can do that. So there's the dies from the Peaceful Seasons dies. This word comes from greetings of the season. And then on the inside, these words are greeting of the season. And this is from Peaceful Evergreens. Okay. And there's the envelope. Because, I never send out a card with naked insides and envelopes. It just doesn't sit well for me. Hello, Kay from Wisconsin. Ooh, how exciting. All these lovely people. Okay, so this card was inspired by, let me get my catalog here. On page 23, this card right here. Now, I did a couple of things different, and we'll see what happens today because I'm open for me adding new stuff in a card. So are we all good today? Two thumbs up. I'm awesome. Yesterday I was off to Powell River and did a class with some lovely ladies over there. And we're booking another one. So if you are watching and you live in Powell River, you might want to come and join us. We haven't set the date yet. So if you want to join us in Powell River, then send me a message and I'll get you on my mailing list because email went out this morning to find out what date to pick. Okay, so the card base is Old Olive, and it is 5.5 by 4.25. Nope, stop. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So you fold it, and it becomes 4.25 by 5.5. That's the standard card size in North America. I have a piece of Very Vanilla that is 5.25 by 4, and that's going to go on the inside. Another piece of Very Vanilla that is 5.5 by 3.5. That's the front. 2 strips of gold foil that are 5.5 by 1.5. And I always make mine just a tad longer so that it goes right from top to bottom. And then I cut off the excess. Hello, Jackie. 2 pieces of Mossy Meadow that are 5.5 by 1. 1 piece of Cherry Cobbler. I did myself 2 just in case I messed up. Cherry Cobbler is 3/8 by 1 1/8, and that's for the Mary. And I'm going to white emboss on that. Then I have a piece of vanilla that is 1.25 by 4, and that's the background of the sentiment. And I have a piece of Cherry Cobbler that is 1.25 by 4-ish. So I'm going to put adhesive sheet on that. And I thought that I would do it on here, just in case you don't know about our adhesive sheets and how awesome they are. Let me find a piece that might work before I go digging around for a new sheet. There we go. So when you add adhesive sheet, you want it to be just slightly smaller than your cardstock piece. So this one is good lengthwise. And I'm going to back it up like that, leave a bigger gap on one end so that I can just turn it over and cut it off. Now, I used to cut these pieces of adhesive sheet with my paper trimmer, but I had to clean it the other day and it was really bad because all the adhesive from those adhesive sheets got on my paper trimmer. So I had to give it a bath. So here's the adhesive sheets. You get 12 in a pack and they are 6 by 12. And let me tell you, they are a lifesaver if you are, oops, I'm going to have an avalanche, if you are using intricate dies. Okay, so then there's the cherry cobbler that I want to put on here so that, oh, let's change it up. Let's do vanilla on cherry cobbler. Aha, same size piece, so I can do that. Then sometimes you have um, a, a score line, see how it's, or a cut line on one side, and that's easy to peel off. But depending on where you cut it from, you may not have a cut line. So you just use your fingers on a corner and just peel off one of the liners. Now it will automatically peel off one that's got no adhesive on it and one that has the adhesive on it. And I just fold it back partially so I can hold on to it, because if you touch that adhesive, it will come off on your fingers and then you won't have it for your cardstock. Then I lay the part that is exposed down and just pull the rest of the liner off like that. And now my next step is to do this. 2 reasons. Number 1 is it reminds me that there is adhesive sheet on this if I'm doing a kit and I'm not going to use it for a few days or a couple of weeks. And because sometimes the color is exactly the same as the color of your cardstock, then it tells me don't cut on that side. You want to cut on the cardstock side. Okay, let's go. Let's get going. I'm excited to see what this is going to turn out like with the reversed sentiment on there. I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Cherry Cobbler, and Versamark inks. Wink of Stella, of course. And I did get out Mossy Meadow and Old Olive markers because we're going to do some splotching on there. You will need 2 sponge daubers, or you can use blending brush, but I found I had more control with the sponge daubers than the blending brush to keep the color on the embossed part. I'm using Peaceful Evergreens stamp set, Peaceful Seasons dies, Painted Trees embossing folder, and the sentiments come from Greetings of the Season stamp set. So are we all ready to make a card? Who had an exciting weekend? Did you do anything exciting? Did you get to craft? What did you do? My dies are so well used that they get bent a bit. There, that's just to hold it in place while I move it over to my machine. And then we'll put this one with the background on there like that. Now, some people have commented that they are unable to comment on my YouTube channel. So we'll see if who's over there. And I know Kay is over there, and Kay was able to comment. So we'll just have to see if anybody else shows up on YouTube. Oh, Alice. Sorry, Alice. I didn't recognize your last name because I don't think in last names. Alice was at my class yesterday. Didn't we have an awesome time? Oh, man, I love it over there in Powder River. Okay, I'm taking the post-it off. Now, when I take this off, I want to be really careful that I don't lose the top to my eye. There we go. So it is right here. And it is teeny tiny, itty bitty, like that. So on this one, I used it, but I will show you on this card that you don't need that eye if you don't want to save it, because it is tiny and it's hard to get. Well, first of all, it's hard to find it and make sure you still have it when it comes time to put your Christmas on your other Christmas. Because this die cut does not have the top to the eye. Hello, Eddie. Eddie from Lethbridge. Yes. Oh, and you know what, Alice? I sent out an email today to see who is interested in a Christmas class over there, and I just realized that you're not in my Powell River email list. So I'm going to have to make a note to send the email to you. Email to Alice. There. I will add you to my email list and I will send the email off to you because I was asked yesterday to go make Christmas cards over there. So I'm pulling off part of the adhesive sheet liner at a time, just so I can manipulate the letters on this die cut. There we go. Because sometimes it's hard to get it. Oh, I don't think I finished taking the liner off. Nope. There we go. Just got to get the rest of the liner off here. It tends to stretch your letters out. That's why I only take part of the liner off at a time, because then I can get it. There we are. Okay, so now there's the reverse. So in the comments, tell me, which one do you like better? The vanilla one or the cherry cobbler one? Now I'm going to show you what to do on this one about that eye. So if I was going to put the eye, I would put it right here, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to take this die cut and just trim off, keeping the same distance. I'm just going to trim off that part of the eye. And you know what? Nobody is going to know that you did that. Alice likes it. Yay. Okay, so there's the Christmas. Now, I want to grab a piece of cherry cobbler because I want to die cut that Mary and see what that Mary looks like because I haven't had a chance yet. And it's kind of the same. Oh yeah, it's not big enough. It's kind of the same script as this Christmas is. So I think it'll be really cool. Is that one going to work? Yeah. Okay. So let me die cut that so we can see what it looks like. Now, these are available to anyone. To order them yourself, you do have to have a Paper Pumpkin subscription, an active Paper Pumpkin subscription. But you know me, I know people. So if you want this set of dies, they're $16.50 plus shipping and tax. And you get 3 dies. Yep. Where did I put them? Uh-oh. Lock the doors. I've lost my dies. Oh, for goodness sakes. I just had them. And you guys are probably sitting there going, they're right there. They're not right there. Where in the world did I put those dies? So there's a tag and a leaf, a fern leaf. Oh, there they are. I knew they'd show up. There's a tag, a nice sized tag that you can use as a gift tag or cut this part off and just use it as a sentiment layer. And then this gorgeous fern leaf, as well as the Mary. So here's the Mary. Do you not think it's almost the same kind of script as the Christmas? Look at that. Ooh, that's so fun. And you could line it up, could even overlap it like that. We may use that on the card instead of the other Mary. Okay, let's just put that off to the side. Now I'm going to take this piece, which is the 5.5 by 3.5, and we're going to emboss it with the Painted Trees embossing folder. Now this one has 3 trees in it. You got a middle one, a big one, and a little one. So you can use one side or the other. So when I did my card, I did it like that, so that I had the medium one and the big one. But shall we change it up and use the big one and the little one so you can see the difference in the embossing folder? And I'm going down as far as I can. So those trees are taller, but I don't want to have a blank down there. So I'm not quite at the bottom of the embossing folder. Okay, let's just run this through the machine. And then I'll show you how to get the color on there. Can you add these dies to regular order? Yes, you can, Eddie. Absolutely, you can. Eddie asked if you are a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber, can you just add the dies to a regular order? And yes, you can. The number is, are you ready? Eddie and anybody else that wants it, if you want to order these, the number is 165639. And they're called Mary Tags and More Dies. Okay, so I have my sponge daubers. I'm just going to grab a stamping paper here so I don't get my grid paper all dirty. And I'm going to add color. I'm going to add, apparently I have printing on that you don't need to see. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to add, first of all, Old Olive. And these are all, they are called sponge daubers, but they're also called finger daubers. So I'm just picking up the color, and then I'm going to do what I do with my blending brushes. Just put it on here, move it around because I don't want the blotches. And then I'm going to very lightly go over top of the embossing on this card front. Just like that. And you can see the color is starting to come alive. Now, you will have it end up other places other than your embossing, like this. I don't know whether you can see it, but right there, it kind of got off the embossing, but you have to let that go. You have to remember that this is a handmade card, handmade with love and all of its imperfections. Okay, I'm going to go do the other one. And you can see how these trees come alive now with the color on here. I was really intrigued when I saw this card in the catalog and wanted to make it. So I figured, well, if I want to make it, other people may want to make it. So this is how to make that card. There we go. Okay, so now I've got color, and you can see it's darker in places than some places, and that's good because you want multi-levels of the color. And you have to let that go. Can you see the little bit there that went off the embossing? You just have to let that go. Don't stress over that. Okay, now Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to grab another sponge dauber. And apparently I already have lots of ink in my lid. So I use the lid of my ink pads because then I can reuse that. If you daub it off on your scratch paper, it's gone forever. You can't add color from it. Where this one, you can reuse that color. So now I'm going very lightly over the same area. Oh, my sponge dauber's disintegrating. Let's just get rid of that and get a new sponge dauber. Oh, man. That one wasn't good. They do wear out after a while. Okay, I've got a new one here. And I'm just going over top of, kind of down the center of the tree where it would be a bit darker. And I'm not really putting any pressure at all on this sponge dauber. I'm just letting it slide over top of the embossed area. And you can see now we've got a second or a third level of color on there. And that's it. That's the whole technique. Now I did see down here, I have add a little bit more green. It's because it looked like my trees were floating. And that's the beauty of this. If you don't like, if you haven't got enough color on some areas, just go back over top of it. There we go. Our card front is done. What do you think? If you're watching on Facebook and you like this, please hit those emojis. It helps Facebook think, oh, people like that video. Let's just make it available to more people. Thanks, Alice. Okay, now I'm going to put adhesive on the edges of the back, and we're going to put our gold strips on first, and then we're going to put our mossy meadow strips on. So it's putting these strips on is really easy. People struggle, and I see it in my classes all the time, and apparently I'm not doing a good job of sharing how to put strips in behind, because you don't need to use a full section. If you did, this would be, this would be 3 3/4 by 5.5. So by using 1/2-inch strips, I've eliminated that piece in the center that you don't see anyways. Oh, thanks, Janet. It is a simple card. So then I've got my adhesive on here. I'm holding this side so it doesn't go down. And I'm holding it on an angle so I can just move it around and get it exactly where I want. Then push down and you've got it attached. That's all it takes. And then you do the other one, you turn it around, do exactly the same thing. And then try to get your frame the same size as that one. So there, we've got the gold around it. Now, let's put the mossy meadow. So I'm going to put adhesive. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So this eliminates that whole bunch in there that this part here that you don't ever see. So if you wanted to put the full thing on, you could do that and do a die cut in there so you don't waste. But this way you don't have to. You could just use strips and away you go. So I'm putting it on one side and I'm putting it on the other side like that. Now, just push them down and make sure. So this whole section here will not have adhesive on it, because if it does, it's going to suck your middle down on your card and it's not going to look natural. Now I'm just going to take my scissors and cut off that excess. Now, warning, it is hard to cut this because it is foil plus cardstock. So you might want to cut off each one before you add the next one. But it's really easy to cut those little pieces off. And this way you make sure that you have your layers going right from top to bottom. Okay, move that. And now we're going to put adhesive on the mossy meadow pieces, because now I'm going to attach it to my card front, my old olive card front. And I'm not going to put any adhesive in the center, not even at the top. All right, now do this. And I'm using my grid paper just to kind of line it up so that it is 1/4 inch on each side. And you can make sure it's straight as well. Love my grid paper. I don't know how I would make cards without my grid paper, I'll tell you. There we go. That's it. Now, I didn't get the bling out. I need my cherry cobbler and pearl berries. And I forgot to check this morning. These have been out of stock and coming back. Oh, thanks, Nadine. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Okay, now we have the Merry Christmas. So I need you to vote. Do you want me to, oh, I'll stamp this anyways. Do you want me to have the stamped Merry, or shall we attach the Scripty Mary. And just kind of tuck it in, maybe like that. Die cut Mary or stamped Mary? Which one do you like better? Meanwhile, I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals because I know I'm using that. Got some little dimensional pieces left here from cutting down my outside edges. Use right to the very last drop. Right. Now, I'm going to put some around the curve of the C. So Wednesday is our 48th wedding anniversary. Can you imagine my poor hubby having to put up with me for 48 years? Alice says stamped, Janet says stamped, Eddie says die cut. So we usually go to Tofino for a visit somewhere around the date of our anniversary each year. But we don't have time this year because of train stuff and classes. So we're not going to go walk on Mackenzie Beach this year. That's where we spent our honeymoon 48 years ago, was on Mackenzie Beach. Back then it was called Mackenzie Beach Resort. Now it's called Bella Pacifica. Now I'm going to put this over to the right. There's the Christmas. Good morning, Valerie. And I'll stamp the Mary. We had 2 votes for stamped and 1 vote for die cut. So is there anybody else out there that would like to vote on stamped or die cut for the Mary? So there's what the stamp looks like, and here's the Mary, and we will put it in there somewhere. All right, need to get my tweezers because this is an itty bitty piece. Oh, Valerie's got her car in the shop. Ooh, static today. That's not good. Let's see if I can get rid of that because, yeah, there it's most of it anyways. I'm going to use this to hold this itty bitty piece while I cook it. Okay, here we go. Valerie says die cut. So now we have a tie. Anybody out there want to do the tiebreaker of stamped or embossed for Mary? I hope this isn't too loud for you. There we go. Doesn't take long. Anybody want to weigh in on it? We did have 2 stamped and 2 die cut. So there's the stamped Mary. And there's the die cut Mary. It doesn't stand out as much as it would with the stamped because it's only cherry cobbler, but it would fit right in there like that. Let you ask the staff. Oh my gosh. I think I'll do the die cut because then you'll be able to see it and I will have a sample for anybody that wants to see that die before they purchase it. I'm going to add it to that ornament too. It would have been smart if I had have actually put adhesive sheet on the back of this, but I was excited to die cut and didn't do that. So now I have to add some Tombow multi-purpose glue to it. There we go. We'll let that dry while I stamp the inside. Let's move that out of the way. Now we have the inside in the envelope. So this is a hot dog card versus a hamburger card. Oh, when I do my Stamping 101 classes, people look at me like I'm absolutely bonkers when I tell them hot dog or hamburger. But you know, say vertical or horizontal doesn't stick in your mind as much as hot dog or hamburger does. So I'm going to do this is the medium tree, and I'm going to stamp it and stamp it. So there's that on the inside. Alice likes the die cut, but agrees with me it doesn't stand out as much. Okay, now the envelope the same way. And let's do 3 of them just because I can. Okay, now on the inside, I am going to stamp my inside sentiment in cherry cobbler. Alice agrees with me that stamping one of each is good to have samples. Alice, this might be one of the cards we make when I come over there for the Christmas card class, because I do believe we're going to be using this bundle, the Peaceful Evergreens bundle. And this card really doesn't have a lot of die cutting or crazy stuff on it. It goes together quite quickly. All right, card inside. And then we just have the embellishments to put on and we're done. Maybe my body's getting used to these 9:30 mornings and it doesn't mess up so much. So I'm going to take these berries. These are cherry cobbler and clear berries. Let's just add one at the top here and add one down in here. Oh, let's put the Mary on first before I put that one on, because I may not have room there. So here's the Mary, and I'm just going to put it here, tuck it down a bit. See, I would have been in trouble if I had to put that one in there. Just put it there. And then we're going to put this one up here. Oh, and then I said I was going to flip color on there and I didn't do it. Oh, Alice is on vacation. Do you have an ink pad preference? Felt versus sponge? Oh, Jackie, sponge to the max. That's my favorite. I even took my Memento pads. And you know how Memento is fabric. And I changed them to the foam because you get such a better inkage. Is that a word? I'm just making it a word. You get better inkage. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow marker and I'm just going to flick some, if it will work. Come on. Oh, apparently my Mossy Meadow marker is not working. Oh, there's lots there. It's got to be aggressive with it. And I'm just flicking some color in the background. Ooh, ah! Don't do that. I might have to put a butterfly there. Well, that's disappointing. See if my eraser will erase it. Let's just see. Sometimes it is a rather dark color, so it may not erase. And all I'm doing is just grinding off the top layer of that cardstock. This is a sand eraser. It's a mono sand eraser, and I got it on Amazon. Oh, it's taking it off. You do have to be patient though, because at the beginning, it doesn't look like it's going to take it off. But once you get the top couple of layers off, there you go. Ooh, look, it worked. Okay, let's just put some more mossy meadow right there in that spot that I did there we go. Okay, now I'm going to take olive, which is the other color we used. This one is splotching much better. And I'm just adding color to the background so it's not quite as boring. And it's spritzing on the sides, and I'm good with that. Now, Winkostella. Love Winkostella. Let's just put some kind of down the center of the trees. Now, you want to dot when you're doing this because it will reactivate that ink. And if you just paint it on, normally you're going to end up with big blotches of color. And I don't want a solid green tree. I just want blotches. So that's why I'm just using my Winkostella and dotting. And don't forget to do down at the bottom. And then we can do this as well as and add some sparkle in that sky. There we are. I wonder what would happen if we embossed with the snowfall sky embossing folder and then embossed with the trees. Would it flatten out the snowflake sky embossing? Be interesting to try. Okay, so there's our two cards. The one on the left is my original card, and it has stamped Mary, and it does not, it does not have the blotches in the background. This one has die cut Mary, and I've added color blotches and Winkostella blotches. Hello, Lena. So there we go. There's our card. Isn't that cool? And so easy to make. You could make up a whole bunch of these. Okay, I'm just cleaning because now I have to find my computer because I need to do the draw. Oh, I was gonna put this on here. Maybe that's where I'll use that stamped Mary that I did. Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Now, if I turn this over, put it on where I want it, this will tell me where to put my adhesive. Now, if you are coming to this class and you want to be able to add Merry Christmas to your ornament, let me know and I'll make sure that the pieces are die cut or cut, the cardstock is cut for you. There's still room. You can do the class in person or virtually, or just grab the kits and do them at home. Stamping Up made a video tutorial on how to put these ornaments together, so I'm not doing one, but I will share the one that they made with you. Okay, so we have Christmas like that. And then we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the Mary, and we'll just put the Mary right there. There. How's that? I like that Merry Christmas on there. That is cool. And they don't have to be ornaments. You could use them like on your tree as an ornament or hanging somewhere as an ornament. You could use them on Christmas presents and write the to and from on the back. And you could also use them as wine bottle holders. So here's my wine bottle, and it'll just fit around the neck of the wine bottle. If you're going out to a Christmas party, it's a lovely hostess gift. You do need glue gun when it comes to making those ornaments though, because You have to put them together with a glue gun. Okay, got things cleaned up so I can find my computer. Oh, my computer, good. Alice says she loves, I wonder if some interesting things come from it, right? And when I'm doing these, Alice, and this is your first time watching me, when I do these, things pop into my head and then I have to go and do them. Nope, Valerie, don't have your address. Thanks, Eddie. Janet says both cards are nice, but prefer the stamped Mary. I do. I think I do too. It shows a little bit more than the die cut one. But that's okay because Mary looks good on the ornament. Case, hello, Kay. Kay says, love these. Awesome. Thanks so much. Okay, now I'm going to go over here. That's not what I want. I want my wheel of names and go over here. Take my phone out. Good morning, Kim. Okay, now switch you around and go over here. There's Share It Saturday for September the 14th. And Connie won last week. So if Connie's card wins this week, I'm going to choose somebody else. Just because I've decided that the same person can't win 2 weeks in a row. And I know Connie's okay with that. Okay, so I've deleted the heading and I'm going to shuffle twice. And then we're going to go. And the winner of the September 14th Share It Saturday draw is, oh no, not Connie. Oh, who is it? Ah, it's Connie. Okay, I'm going to roll again. Let's see. I should have removed her. But it's kind of, okay, it won't be Connie this time. It will be Wendy. Wendy's number 2 card. So every time you share a card in my Share It Saturday, you get your name in the draw to win a card from me and a little gifty. It's a few retired embellishments, but they're free, which is the good thing. And then on Mondays, I go from the previous week, I write everybody's name down that goes into the wheel of names. So if you put 5 cards in, you get 5 entries into the wheel for the week. Now, they do have to be different than ones you've previously shared, because I know some have tried to slip those in there, and I know what you shared already. So take a picture of your project, don't care what it is. Scrapbook page, card, 3D item, uses Stampin' Up. Doesn't use Stampin' Up. Of course, I prefer if your projects use Stampin' Up, but I know not everybody has everything. Yes, Kim, you do. It's a really pretty card. Connie is very lucky, Janet. Congratulations, Wendy. Yes, thanks, everybody. Okay, so get busy, get stamping and make a project and share it in this week's Share It Saturday. And next Monday morning, you could possibly win something, right? Alice, you go to my VIP group. Now let me get the link to that and I'll put it in the comments because you're probably not a member of my VIP group. So come over to here and join my VIP group. And that's where you put the picture for Share It Saturday. So the post is pinned up at the top under featured. And then make sure you grab the right one because there's a few days of overlap there. And take a picture of your project, share it in the comments for the Share It Saturday post. And that's all you need to do. We go in, we look at them. Now, I look at all of them. I don't have time to comment on all of them but I do try to before, at least as I'm going through to get the names for the draw. You're welcome, Alice. Thanks so much for joining us. And thanks, everybody. If you have enjoyed my video, please hit those emojis. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button right down there. And you will get notification each time I go live. I am live Monday mornings at 9:30 and Thursday nights at 7:30. And tomorrow night I will be live. That's Tuesday at 7:30 with the September Paper Pumpkin Kit. And it is called Autumn Abundance. So we're going to make a few alternative cards tomorrow night, 7:30. And that will happen exactly the same place. Peggy, good. Peggy says it's fun to do the Share It Saturday. And thank you, Peggy. Peggy shares lots of her cards. That's wonderful. All right. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow night at 7:30. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.